Company. They called Consumer 6 reporter Diane White, and she got action. If you've ever had trouble getting answers or solving a problem, you won't want to miss this special In Your Corner. And we were the first to bring you a report on the dangerous mold in Okmulgee's high school. Tonight, the community gathers to talk solutions at 10.
The News on 6, Oklahoma's news leader.
They called Consumer 6 reporter Diane White, and she got action. If you've ever had trouble getting answers or solving a problem, you won't want to miss this special In Your Corner. And we were the first to bring you a report on the dangerous mold in Okmulgee's high school. Tonight, the community gathers to talk solutions at 10.
The News on 6, Oklahoma's news leader.
To the promise of a better life.
Once Americans know who you are, they'll open their hearts to you.
Follow the true story of a woman who saved 1,000 refugees and changed the world. Haven, CBS Sunday.
It's all here.
CBS Saturday. There's one criminal Jack Manion wants to save. Why would an innocent boy break the law?
Put me in jail.
You don't want to go to jail.
Yes, I do. I want to be with my mom.
See a powerful all-new episode of The District, CBS Saturday.
Tonight on The Late Show, don't miss Dave's new book collection and the top 10 things overheard at the Gore Clinton fight. Plus, Marv Albert sports bloopers and the lovely Katie Holmes. Tonight, first your local news.
Okmulgee school leaders speak out on plans to get rid of a growing mold problem at their high school. A Tulsa man sues a fast food restaurant claiming he was attacked by a rat. Plus, 6 in Your Corner helps a couple get their medical bills paid.
This is the News on 6, 10 o'clock update.
An eye-opening meeting tonight for one Green Country community as residents hear possible remedies to a problem of dangerous mold at a local school. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Terry Hood.
And I'm Paul Sorrell. That story in a moment, but first an update from our 6 o'clock news. An attorney for a Union High School student says his client had nothing to do with a videotape that shows a 17-year-old girl having sex. Tulsa prosecutors filed felony obscenity charges today against 18-year-old Adam Wilbanks and 18-year-old Jacob Gibbons. Police say they set up a camera last December, videotaped Gibbons and the girl having sex, and then showed the video to several other boys. But less than an hour ago, Wilbanks' attorney called the News on 6 to say his client denies everything. Prosecutors take a different view.
I don't know what was in the minds of the individuals at the time that this was committed, but they're now seeing that it affects a lot of people. It infects them, their families, the alleged victim families, the schools they go to, and potentially their careers. You got to ask yourself, was it worth all that?
Tulsa police say they have the videotape in question in their possession. They say the girl involved was unaware she was being recorded. Jim Giles joins us now with our first forecast at 10. Jim?
Thank you, Paul. Cloudy skies. It looks like rain, but I do not think we're going to see much rain tonight. Here's a look at advanced Doppler 6. No rain to be seen. We have a warm layer aloft. This is kind of keeping it away for now. Temperatures, they're still very mild around the area. 61 degrees in town, 62 down in Jinx, 61 in Hominy, and over in Claremore, 61 degrees. Early in the morning, it'll still be cloudy. A light south breeze should start the day at about 57. Slight chance of rain by morning, but a much better chance tomorrow afternoon and evening. And, Paul, there's even slight risk of some severe weather.
All right, Jim. We'll hear more in a little bit. Thank you very much.
A Tulsa man has filed a lawsuit against McDonald's saying he was attacked by a disease-ridden rat while eating inside one of the restaurants. Jeff Miller's attorneys say that Miller went to the McDonald's at 1444 North Peoria last May to have breakfast with a woman and her 10-year-old daughter.
Felt something scratching or at his leg, if you will, and he kicked around a few times and couldn't get rid of it. And kicked it another time and then felt this searing pain on his leg, like a scratch or a laceration on his pain, and looked down on the table and saw a large rat scurry out from under the table.
Smallwood says these pictures show Miller's injury and says Miller contracted rat scratch fever. He says another picture shows a rat decaying near the restaurant. The lawsuit claims 90 to 100 rats lived in burrows near the McDonald's parking lot. Miller's attorneys say after he was attacked, owners did get rid of the rat problem. The owner, Herb Gilkey, was out of town today and said he wasn't aware the lawsuit had been filed. He said he'd contact us with a response as soon as he could review the information. He said he did remember a complaint being filed last May, but didn't believe they could substantiate it.
In tonight's Consumer 6 report, a story of life and death and miracles of sorts.
A local family from Owasso was facing huge medical bills and battling corporate America.
But they didn't give up. They called Consumer 6 reporter Diane White. She joins us now with more. Diane?
Well, Paul and Terry, tonight we're going to begin a new segment. It's called In Your Corner. Now, this segment is designed to help consumers who are having trouble finding answers or maybe having trouble solving a problem with a business. In our first In Your Corner segment, we have a happy ending for a couple from Owasso.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
I'm trying very hard not to get emotional, but from the time I first came here, April 21st, it's just been one miracle, and this is one more blessing.
It's a happy ending for Cindy and James Edwards, but it took months to get to this point. They've endured a long battle with their insurance company after facing a life-or-death crisis that began last April in the middle of the night.
I went to bed that night a little bit early, saying, I think I have a sinus headache. I'm going to go lay down.
It was an early night for them both, but several hours later, James Edwards suddenly awakened and found his wife unconscious in the bathroom.
So I picked her up off the floor and lifted up her head and realized she was still not breathing.
So he called 911.
They asked me where to take her, actually, and so I said Southcrest Hospital was the one we just found out was our in-network hospital, so they took her there first.
The diagnosis? A ruptured brain aneurysm. It can kill you instantly. The doctors at Southcrest Hospital didn't have the equipment to operate, so they sent her to the one facility that does, St. Francis Hospital.
They let us know we were getting ready to leave, and I asked them if they were squaring this all the way with insurance, and they go, yeah, you'll be all right, just go ahead and get the ambulance and go over there. So everything was in such a whirlwind because they knew they needed to react quickly, and we knew it was life or death. So.
And this is the brain aneurysm. It's very irregular and shows evidence of recent rupture.
Dr. George Karstens recently helped develop a life-saving technique called coiling. Doctors don't have to open a patient's skull. Instead, they make a small hole in the groin area and insert a catheter to the brain.
We deploy these little finely drawn pieces of platinum wire, and they coil up inside the aneurysm. And you put in one, and then you put in another one, and then another one, and then another one, and as many as you can fit in the aneurysm.
The coils seal the aneurysm and stop the bleeding.
It's a much more cost-effective way to deal with a really potentially serious problem.
Thank you for this day and for all the blessings you've lavished us with. And
it worked. Only 1 in 4 fully recover from a ruptured aneurysm. Cindy beat the odds and won this battle, but soon faced another when the bills arrived. Cindy Edwards spent 10 days in St. Francis Hospital. The total bill, more than $36,000. So the Edwards filed a claim with Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
They came back then and actually said they were only going to pay $9,000 of the total.
Their reasoning? The Edwards went to an out-of-network hospital. St. Francis and Blue Cross severed their relationship a year ago. So Blue Cross would only approve about 1/3 of the charges. Their doctor from Southcrest then sent a letter to Blue Cross explaining that the necessary equipment was only located at St. Francis. So Blue Cross doubled the benefit amount and paid about $18,000, but the Edwards still had to pay more than $17,000 in non-allowed charges. They were stunned because they'd been paying a $200 premium each month for 5 years.
They expect you to pay on time each month. So you really expect them to follow up on their end.
The Edwards fought back for weeks, but kept getting rejected. So they called Consumer 6, and we called Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They wouldn't comment on camera, but a spokeswoman told us their board reviewed the case, and there was nothing else Cindy could do except go to the state insurance commissioner. So they did, but late last month they received a letter from the investigator telling them there is nothing further we can do to assist you. So we called the commissioner himself.
I mean, this is just such a significant expense for that young couple. I think it was close to $17,000.
And Commissioner Carol Fisher reviewed the case again.
When I realized that there was a problem, I felt very comfortable in calling Blue Cross and visiting with them and saying, would you revisit this claim with me?
They did, and he helped them negotiate a new deal. Blue Cross agreed to pay 85% of the Edwards bill. St. Francis covered the rest.
On behalf of Blue Cross and the cooperation from St. Francis, I've got an additional payment to be the final payment of $12,596.33.
And if it weren't for people like the talented staff at St. Francis, I wouldn't be here anyway, number one. And I just have so many to thank, all of you here. And I'll be forever grateful to the wonderful staff at Channel 6.
Cindy Edwards calls this experience a blessing, a miracle, that she is alive, healthy, and home with her family.
And the State Insurance Commissioner's Office also has a fairly new program called, a mediation program rather, called the EAGLE program. It's designed to help consumers resolve problems with their insurance providers. It's free, and you can find out more about it by calling their Tulsa office. The number is 747-7700. And if you have an idea, question, or situation for Consumer 6's In Your Corner segment, you can call our tip line. The number there, 732-6111, or email it to me at dwight@KOTV.com, and we'll see if it's something that we can help out with.
Really great story, Diane. It's a shame that things that you would think should be relatively easy can be so difficult at
It took
times.
them 8 months to get through all of this, so it was...
We like those happy endings.
Yes,
so
exactly.
that's
So I
great.
think they're still a little overwhelmed by it, but nice people.
Thank you, Diane. School leaders in Okmulgee held a town meeting tonight to talk about their solutions to a potentially dangerous mold problem, one that's been growing for months. Our Tammy Marler has been investigating this story for